SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the headset. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give me credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre. SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the headset. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give me credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre. SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the headset. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go. What you say so? You give me credit where it's due. WLVS, ha, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre.
Welcome everyone to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. I am your host, Andre Harris, and today I'm with my friends. Introduce yourself, friends.
Hi, I'm Winter Giovanni.
Hi, I'm Fawn Jones.
And today we're going to be having our author showcase. But this is the show that puts the real in reality while impacting our youth and the world, one listener and one viewer at a time. It's also the show that takes the time out to celebrate and showcase our guests. And today is our authors forum. And I'm really, really excited. But before we get into all of that, I want to thank everybody who came out and helped me celebrate my 25th, forever 25, aka 54th birthday. Woo, 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 woo. And I had a wonderful time. I got to give out my shout outs to comedian Michael Nathan, the comedian who just made sure I had a wonderful birthday, along with Demetria McMillan. We were down at the Uniontown Bar and Grill in Washington, D.C., and we just had a good time, along with Keezy Ronique, who blessed us, and all the people that came out. And also, I want to just give a shout out to my viewers out there in the New York City. That's like my second home now. Lester Green, actor who has just won an award. I had the opportunity and the pleasure of working alongside of him with a movie that's actually getting ready to be submitted to some film festivals called Mama's Boy. And I just tell you, it's been an honor to work alongside of him. Work alongside of the director Antoine Allen, work alongside of Eugene, all of my folks, and of course the young lady that I met on the TV One set, actress Tanya Thompson, who wrote the miniseries with Jacinth Headlam, Illusions. And I wanted to say that because my Kevin Garner with the Harlot's Web series, my Baltimore family, also, and Ray Jones, the director of another film called Wolf Like Me. And the reason why I'm saying all of those things is because I've been filming from November 9th through December 16th, and they have kept me busy. And so they have been instrumental in my journey. And a lot of times when you are on a journey, you just never want to forget the people that are walking with you on that journey or have guided you on that journey. So when you have people that God placed in your path, just don't forget them along the way on the journey. So those are my kudos and my shout outs, and also to my viewers in the UK, in the Bahamas, in Belize, in Japan, in China, in Tucson, Arizona. I love you all, in Ghana, in Uganda, all of you all who just log on from your phones and stuff like that. You know, I don't count it robbery because our time zones are so much different. Palmdale, California. Love you ladies out there. You know, just everybody who supports this show. I just don't count it robbery. I am eternally grateful for all of you. You know, I want to just also say one of our guests from the I want to say September, the Recovery Month show, Sakisa Proctor, went into surgery in December. On December 6th, she had surgery, and she was one of our guests who never would have made it. She went into surgery and had an accident and was fighting for her life as a direct result of the operation. So today she is at home. God is good, and the power of prayer is still powerful. So I just want to say I love you, and I thank you for being a part of SaySo Radio's life, as well as the host of SaySo Radio's life. So at this time, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our Authors Forum, and we're going to talk to two wonderful, phenomenal writers who got page turners, and I'm telling you, and heart burners and all that kind of stuff. We're going to talk to each of them about their projects, and what they're doing and how they got started. Just get up close and personal. You know, SaySo Radio just like to get personal with our guests, because we like to feel a part of their lives, and they are a part of us. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to actually talk to author F.J. Stevens, the author of James Girls 1 and James Girls 2, What's Done in the Dark, and also with Winter Giovanni, author of Some of Everything. And we're going to let her talk to you about all of that. But the one that I really like is Preacher's Trick. So we're going to talk about all those books and the journey that they're on, and celebrate, and how you can be able to contact them. You'll also be able to call in. So we'll be right back.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio.
What you say, who the hottest on the airwaves? SaySo Radio, shutting down the headset. Who provided the hottest topics on the streets? Got the market talking about it from the DM to the V. Pass the matrix round the table like a hot potato. Step to the mic and don't let it go until you say so. You give the credit where it's due. WLVS, nothing but the truth.
SaySo Radio, SaySo Radio, with Andre.
Nothing has changed, we just moved out of place. You're still the same, we must renew our faith. And we must get back to the point still believe. I can rely on you, Jesus. You've always come through. You've never failed me. So I still believe. Yeah. Come on, let's check his track record. We serve a God. Just look at Joseph. Or let's even take a look right here. But the point is, so don't give in and don't get discouraged. We simply come to remind you this: nothing has changed. We just moved out of place. Still the same.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. Again, my name is Andre Harris, and I'm with my friends Winter Giovanni and F.J. Stevens, authors. And you know what? I am so grateful because we got connected on this journey, and I'm excited about where we're going to go. But first of all, I want to talk to author F.J. Stevens. Just tell us a little bit about how you got started in this whole writing journey. Tell us how this started for you.
Actually been writing since I was a kid. I've been writing my whole life, but I didn't really get serious about becoming a novelist until around 2012. I just think God led me to it. I was actually laid off from my job I had been on for like 13 years.
Wow.
And, I was like, I'm gonna take this opportunity to just live my dream and do what God led me to do, and that's to write. I do a lot of things creatively, but right now writing is what I plan to do.
So now you said something that's really, really important. You got laid off your job after 13 years. Mm-hmm. Now, when that happened, were you afraid of what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go? You know, what happened?
No, actually, I didn't have any fear when I was laid off. I made some pretty good decisions. God led me to some good decisions when I was younger to kind of set me up to where I would be able to sustain myself in my writing. So it was tight, but I was able to not go back to work and write full time, and that's what I do right now. So no, I mean, I just, like I said, God led me to it. He set that up for me, ordered those steps, and there wasn't any fear in it for me.
So you actually you've been writing for a long time, but you really became a published author in when?
In 2013.
2013. So how about you, Winter Giovanni, and welcome
Thank you.
to Washington,
Thank
D.C.
you, Andre.
How long have you been writing?
Well, I wrote my first book when I was 8 years old, and I had dedicated it to my father, but I did not know that I had the talent. Really until I had did a federal bid 15 years ago. When I was in prison, I just started writing to let time go by. And that is when I started owning my craft after I let a few people read it and they stated that it was good. So upon coming home, I then published my first novel on my own. And then other people started coming, and that is when Infinity Publications came about.
So not only are you a author, you are also a publisher.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I can let the cat out the bag. I'm under Infinity Publications too. And also, why don't you put up one of F.J. Stevens' books too? It's called James Girl. It's like a yellow book over there. That's number 2, but we like that one too. Yes. What's Done in the Dark, and then James Girl, F.J. Stevens. That's her first one, correct?
That's my first.
Then let me tell you something. Y'all see how thick that book is? Chill, y'all know it's got to be some juice in that stuff. See, so for y'all all avid book readers, get your copy. Okay, so now you said you were doing a bid some years ago, and that's when you realized
that I had a craft to actually write. I learned that at that time, it wasn't just bidding time, letting time go by. It felt second nature. And so in doing so, upon coming home, I ended up with almost 15 authors within 2 years.
15 authors in 2 years. And that's how you can tell when God has something to do with it. Because it's not just about us. I like to think that we have it going on, and we do, but the whole power behind the power. Okay, you said 13 years on your job. And 15 years ago, you were doing a bid, and you came out with 15 authors and within a 2-year time frame. How did you feel when you first saw your first book in your hand? Let's talk about that excitement, y'all.
Oh my God! I mean, it's really, really. I'm an author, but I do not have the words to describe how excited I was, and just I cried actually because I mean it was a dream that I could see, that I could hold, in my hand, something that materialized that I could hold in my hand, and that was just. I mean, it was just the best feeling I've ever felt.
It really was. And as for me, when my first book arrived home, I was en route coming from South Carolina, and my son, I think he was about 15 at the time, he had opened the package. And I was like, tape it back together. I'm going to act like I did not hear you say you opened it up. So when I got home, I saw that brown box delivered by UPS, and when I opened it, I was smelling the pages. I was rubbing the front, the spine, the back.
Did y'all have you went through that?
Oh yes,
It was
Absolutely.
unbelievable. It was as if I had birthed another baby. You know how 9 months you carry a baby, and you cannot wait until that baby is born to see who he or she looks like. And so just to look at the book, and it let me know that dreams can come true, because growing up, dreams were not in my vocabulary, but that was an actual real dream that let me know dreams do come true.
Now, I want to get to a little personal stuff, just a little bit.
Okay.
Now, you guys writing, it just hits so many eras. So tell me, how do your mind come up with this kind of stuff? Okay, 'cause it's got to be some kind of reality to this stuff. I mean, no, it's got to be. Just like when I was doing stage plays, they would tell me, okay, now you tell me, did you do this for real? I'm like, I can't tell you. So I want to ask you guys, when you wrote James Girl, and you told me about Aunt Pat, and you told me about the sisters and the brother with the husband that's the football player, the husband that's the dope dealer, and also the husband that's messing with the transgender that didn't know he was a transgender. Now,
You spilled some tea from the book.
that's the tea. Now, y'all got to get it, because I don't put the tea out there. Get your cup and the bag and your sweet and low or equal, and go get the book, because you ain't going to get no more information. But I'm telling you, we were sitting across having our little tea date.
Yes, we were.
And let me tell you something. I was like, okay. I was sitting up there trying to figure out, now this person could probably play that role. This person could probably do this role. I think I could probably do Aunt Pat now. I think I could do her. We were actually literally doing that, but I need y'all to tell me the master behind the minds. Okay, tell me about it. You go first, FJ.
With me, I think my characters, each one of my characters has a little bit of me in them, a little bit of my personality. And then you kind of build on that. But I mean, when you write in characters, it's a combination of things that you've seen, and then you add some imagination to that, and then it just kind of births them. So with me, like I said, it's just I've lived a long time. You know what I mean? I've been through a lot of stuff. I've been in and out of dealing with the music industry. I've been writing for a long time. I'm a mother of a child with special needs. I worked in corporate America for almost 15 years. So I'm a native Washingtonian. I've been in D.C. all my life. Love D.C. So my stories start in D.C. and my characters, I mean, again, they're just a combination of people that I know, things I've seen on TV. I mean, I really do have a really fertile imagination. So that's why there's just, those characters are really, really dynamic. And it's no one person that I know. Again, it's a little bit of my personality, some of the things that I've seen, and then just a lot of embellishment.
Okay, and how about you?
I'm going to piggyback off the word fertile, because I'm a mom of 5 children, meaning fertile, and because I have a fertile mind also, I knew that my imagination, ever since I was a young child, I would sit in class, but I would be looking out the window and envisioning an entirely new, different world. So I knew I wouldn't have too much of a problem with my imagination because they always would call me, here come the girl with crazy faith. I've always been a crazy thinker. And so a lot of fantasies that I'm not going to say whether they were true or not. I have 5 kids. They did seem to burst out in A Preacher's Trick, and also my first novel, The Rise and Fall of a Hustler 1 and 2. So to have that creative imagination, it allows you to be a wonderful writer.
Okay. You know, and I believe that life experiences do have a big part to play in how we write. And even when I was younger, we grew up in the era, you know, growing up in the area where children are seen and not heard, and what goes on in the house stays in the house, and it's not as open as it was when you know your mother beat you halfway up and down the street. You better not say nothing, because when you get down the street, Mr. Reese gonna beat you too up and down the street. So I use writing as a way to hide away from a lot of things. And so I can imagine, like, when your creative juices start flowing, they just don't stop. Like FJ, like, you just write all the time. It's like, what you doing, writing?
I'm a full-time writer.
Writing. And actually, she's waiting. James Girl 3 is coming out soon.
This summer.
This summer, in summer of 2018. So we'll just be looking out for some stuff to happen. So which one of your books, I want to ask you both, which one of your books get the most reviews?
As for me, A Preacher's Trick seems to get the most reviews, although The Rise and Fall of a Hustler 1 and 2 has been out longer. A Preacher's Trick, it delves into the depths of where no one really wants to talk about. And so my co-author, Drika Armstrong, who is a phenomenal writer.
Shout out to Drika Armstrong. You know, I've seen that name on some scripts that I've acted on.
Yes, and she's the queen of twists.
Okay.
And so what ended up happening is that with that particular book, the way that we were promoting it and just the meat of it tended to spread. As like, if you know you go to a good restaurant and their T-bone steak is really good, word of mouth was spread. And that is what ended up happening, because with this particular book, Drika and I went where no one dared to go, and we went in with that particular novel.
Listen, I'm glad you said something about that. Now, everybody knows that I am a pastor who is out the box, okay? And I always say, well, you know, I just really don't do a lot of church stuff because I don't like religion. I like relationships. So the thing that bothers me the most is, why do we put so many people on pedestals? First of all, the Bible does tell us to keep yourself untainted from the world. So if you're going to get yourself twisted up in certain behaviors, then you can be rest assured that it's going to be exposed. Absolutely. And so my thinking is, why do we not want to talk about stuff that really happens in real life? I'm an urban Christian fiction writer, and I believe that the things that I write about, people get to say, well, the pastor shouldn't have did that. Well, I actually played a harlot in a stage play who slept with a pastor and made a baby. And the reason why a pastor, took the chance and played that role was because we put too many stipulations and stigma on people and we stop loving and keep judging.
Right.
And so that book, and you said Drika is the queen of twists. So tell me what the twist was in the book. What happened?
Well, even though the book has been out for about 7 years now, the twist was that you have a pastor who has a fetish for sex, of course, and yet he was on a DL in Atlanta, which those of you know on the down low. And so in this book, it did come about that he was gay and he didn't want anyone to know about it. And then there was someone who got murdered in the book who was dating one of the parishioners who was actually an undercover DEA agent the entire time, who actually went deep undercover
Boy, that sounds like the book that I was writing.
and ended up becoming
girl.
impregnated, but she was raped, so no one knows if it was the pastor's baby or the person who had raped her, who ended up becoming deceased.
There's so much drama.
Yes.
But
And-
people love.
And so when it came all about, when you look at news now, you see a lot of that going on in the churches behind the scenes. And Drake and I wanted to just be a warrior or a princess warrior and throw it all out there. And that is what happened. We got bit a few times. But
I know you're going to get bit. Y'all be
We
talking about
did.
people. And I'm going to tell you something. People be ready to fight you for that. Don't be talking about my pastor.
oh, they yes.
Don't be talking about my pastor. What, was that your pastor? Is that your pastor name? Don't be talking about.
Yes.
Come on, FJ. Tell me which one of your books get the most reviews.
Right now, it's the first book. I was told by a few authors that nothing sells your first book like your second, third, your fourth, your fifth. So the best advice I ever got was to just keep writing. So that's what I'm doing now. But right now, I'm seeing like a real uptick in the interest of the first book because the second one is out. So once people read the blurbs and they get interested in it, they're like, okay, I need to go back and read the first. So I've had to like order way more of the first book just to get people introduced to it. So yeah, so I've got the most reviews on those and really good reviews at that. And I do solicit reviews, but I always say just to be honest. I don't need you to give me a good review. I need you to give me an honest review. And so far, all those reviews have been phenomenal.
So my question to you ladies is, tell me some of the painful areas that you have to encounter when you're writing.
As for me, some of the painful areas that I had to encounter were in as far as friendships and relationships. I didn't have a huge support system, and that to me really, really hurt it. And writing, you want all family, all friends at every book signing to at least know some of the books that you have written. Some do, some don't, and I can understand if, they don't do a lot of reading. However, those were painful moments because I wanted them to at least read the book and go into the characters, especially when you have so many readers that you have never met in your life to email you and tell you how great the book is, how they felt like they were actually there on the scene. You want your friends and family to know that, hey, God gave me this wonderful talent, and I want to share it with everybody.
How about you, FJ?
Yeah, I think when it comes to your family and friends, I mean, I think as Black folks, really, we're not taught to, I would say, strongly pursue our creative interests. You know what I mean? We're taught the traditional way. You go to school, you go to college, you get a good job, you're tired from that job, you can stay on that job. So when we start talking, I want to be a writer, people kind of give you the side eye. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, who are you to think that, you can just go out here and be a writer? I'm like, I'm FJ. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, you just have to have that kind of confidence. And it will wear on you when your closest friends aren't supportive or, they won't retweet or they, you know what I'm saying? But that's just an armor that you got to build up. You know what I'm saying? Like you just, and I know you experienced it. You just have to build that arm up and just keep pushing forward no matter what anybody thinks or anybody says. If you got to believe in what you do first. You know what I mean? So I think and people will get on board after that. You know what I'm saying? Because with my first book, it was hard to get people on board. But once they saw that I was serious and, with the second book coming out and with my marketing and stuff like that, and then when they actually read the first book, it's like, oh, she really doing this.
Yes.
So,
I just have, I have a philosophy though, I always pattern things like after Jesus, it says he was without honor in his own hometown. And the hometown mostly means the people that are like right there in your circle. And I always say, if you didn't crawl with me, you can't walk with me. That's it, because there's always somebody. You need your cheerleaders. You need your people that believe in you. And I'm grateful because there are people who have removed themselves from my life. and had me crying like, what did I ever do? What happened? What this, that, and the other? But when I look at where we are today, we was like, okay, go Troy. And that's part of the movie. But, I'm like, okay, yeah, because guess what? If you don't keep those are motivating factors that keep you moving because they don't believe in what you do. And if you don't believe in what you do, you'll stop.
Absolutely.
And now when your name becomes great, because God will promise to make your name a household name. When your name becomes great, then everybody will be like, oh, that's our cousins. Y'all seen the 5 Heartbeats? Oh, that's our cousins. That's my family. That's my God sister. That's my this, that, and the other. Oh, please, I meant to shout out to one of my God babies down in Charlotte, North Carolina. She's watching us. Shout out to Maya. Love you, baby. And my other goddaughter. I got grown God kids, but that's the baby. But anyway, people will support you. And the support will come from places that you never thought it would come from.
Yes. It does.
And that's where I am in this season of my life.
Right.
Things have been happening for me in areas that I never thought they would come from. And so as a direct result, I just purpose myself to just go ahead and give back.
Absolutely.
Give back, because there's going to be somebody coming on your trail that's going to ask you the same question. Can you help me? How did you do this? How did you do this? And one of the directors always say, we always have that crab barrel mentality. And working in New York a lot of times, I've learned to come. Just my horizon has just been stretched so far that I just want to give back, not hold back. And so I'm sitting here with some phenomenal women. We're going to take a quick break and come back, and we want to ask them a little bit about reading an excerpt, just an excerpt. You guys have an excerpt you want to read us?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, they're going to read us an excerpt. Y'all ready here? So get your coffee, get your tea, get your little martinis or whatever you drink today, your brunch or whatever, and come back and listen to these ladies read an excerpt of their book. And then I'm going to open up the lines. You can call us at 301-442-1716 if you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns. Come on in and call us up and talk to us, okay? Thank you. We'll be right back.
Keezy, baby. Don't forget the Ronnie. Gonna have a little bit of fun with this one. Rest in peace to Aaliyah. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to let go. You only live once. Hey, why you living stressful? Why you dealing with that shit? Shuffle the deck, but cut her to the left, though. And if she don't do you right, then why she being kept for? If you lead us hurt loss, she should have been more careful. Wined you, dined you, even took the time to ask about your date. Be a bit more mindful. Don't settle for less, don't let love blind you. How you gonna see what's coming if you keep looking behind you? No more looking for love, just let love find you. Get your mind right and your heart gon' guide you. Cupid's arrow gon' strike when it's time to. I ain't spitting game, I ain't trying to make you mine, boo. I'm your friend first, I'm only trying to remind you that fighting every night ain't alright, it's a sign, boo. That shit is pitiful, even critical. Thank God you don't look like what you been through. Stay strong, move on, they gon' miss you. Even call and try to tell you how they miss you. Don't follow, get involved, that's how they get you. I'm trying to tell you what I already been through. Trying to save you your heart and your mental. You deserve a smile, have someone compliment you. Sweep you off if you get butterflies when they see you. A room full of women and they still only see you. Make you feel so good, other bitches wanna be you. But you one in a million, the words of a leap. I can't ignore the way you feeling. It's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. She pushed you to your limit. Now that you're gone, she's saying you wrong. If she paid you any attention, you would still be in her arms. There's times when we be chillin' and your phone be going off. She be all up in her feelings, and I ain't the cause at all. So worried about the wrong things that she couldn't take care of. You deserve everything, loyalty and diamond rings. Somebody to treat you like a queen, show you off like fashion week. Good love until your knees weak, hold you down like you supposed to be. Stability and security. Tell me what it's gonna be. What's it gonna be? Tell me, girl, what's it gonna be? Ski mash, money, ride our wave, where you gonna sink?
Welcome back, everybody, to SaySo Radio with Andre Harris and friends. We are excited to hear a couple of excerpts and some blurbs about the books that our ladies, author friends have. The song you just heard was from Kizzy Ronique, from right here from the Washington, D.C. area. I also want to send my condolences out. We were here having a great time, and her mother has transitioned, and the funeral services are today at 3 o'clock. So just want to send a shout out. Also send a shout out to Yaya from Yaya's World Boutique, the 5-year-old with the online boutique. So please, you guys, and she happens to be my only granddaughter. And I meant to bring some shades for the babies from Yaya's World Boutique. But please look online, Yaya's World Boutique online. Check her out. So, you guys ready? Did you get your tea? I have my water. And so I'm ready to hear. First person we're going to hear from right now is F.J. Stevens, the author of James Girls and James Girls 2, What's Done in the Dark.
Okay, I'm actually going to read the blurb from the back of the first book, James Girls. So this will give you some insight into to what the book is about. Okay, so we all have had hard choices in life, and the James Girls are no exception. In this first installment in a series of stories chronicling the lives of several generations of exceptionally strong women, Brenda James, wife of one of DC's biggest drug dealers, is hell-bent on revenge for her husband's brutal murder. She suspects his best friend is involved and risks everything to find out the truth. As she grabs the tiny key from her bedside drawer and pulls the gray metal box from under her bed, she inevitably makes the biggest choice of her life, a choice between her family and her freedom. Melissa, Missy James, the eldest sister and diva extraordinaire, chooses the fairy tale. Having spent the better part of her life trying to get away from her family and out of the hood, she finally landed her big fish, pro football player and media darling Ray Coleman. Missy had everything she'd ever dreamed of, a man who adored her, wealth, fortune, and fame, but soon she found out that what she chose was actually Pyreek, a fool's gold. This riveting series spans 3 generations of James Girls, from the backcountry roads of the Carolinas to DC's gritty inner city to the wealthy suburbs of Potomac, Maryland. On their journey to rekindle the sisterhood and discover the real strength of family, the James Girls' faith will be tested, devastating secrets are revealed, and their lives will be changed forever.
Oh, wow.
Wow. What about did you read this blurb from the second one?
Yeah, you want the second
one? Oh, yeah, girl, we want the second one. We want the tea, honey. I ain't getting no cup for nothing. We want the tea.
The second one. Okay, so this is the second book. The blurb from the second book, it starts, in this second installment in the James Girls series picks up 2 years later in the aftermath. Brenda has wed her attorney and settled into a lavish new life in suburbia that raises many brows and ultimately brings her past full circle. Missy is confronted with yet another astonishing secret from Ray's last days that will not only leave her in financial ruin, but it will set off a chain of events that rocks the entire James family to its core. As secrets are revealed and hidden agendas unveiled, Aunt Pat is once again forced to put on her suit of armor and set out on a mission to save the James Girls from themselves. So from this, you will garner Aunt Pat, which Andre was just talking about.
That's Aunt Pat.
Aunt Pat is the savior of the family. She's the matriarch, but she's also in the life. So she deals with the kind of a crisis of conscience for doing some of the things that she's done. But her main goal is to make sure that her family is good and just to keep. She's the enforcer. She's the protector. She's the one that gets the job done. Don't ask her any questions.
I can hear a song about that one. Casey, we need a song. Go ahead.
She's the focus in the second book. Mostly the girls, Missy and Brenda, in the first book. Their sibling rivalry, their quest to kind of make it out of the hood by any means. Again, one marries a football player, the other marries a drug dealer, and ultimately they're competing for the same things in life, just to live a life of luxury and leave the hood behind. So it's a trip. It's a real trip to go on, honestly.
Wow. All right.
Oh boy. Okay. What I'm reading from is A Preacher's Trick, and this is Part of the prologue. Sex and passionate moans filled the air as Warren furiously pumped in and out of his frequent concubine Kiki. They were at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Atlanta, Georgia, which is where they had made many weekly trips for the past 2 months. This was Pastor's favorite position, face down, up, and he was known for that as well. Pastor was definitely not a typical missionary-style man. He did, however, love when Kiki rode him, as an honorable soldier rode a black stallion, as Pastor's 9 pumped fiercely deeper inside of the wet walls.
Girl, they got it going on, don't they?
Oh, shucks, Warren. Oh, it's so damn thick and long, baby. Screw me. Oh, yes. This feels so good. Me harder. The screams of pleasure from Kiki's mouth were like music to Warren's ears as he kept fiercely pounding her sweaty from behind, letting him plunge deeper and deeper in like a rear end collision, blowing Kiki's back out. The sounds they were making were so loud that he had to muffle it with a pillow so they wouldn't disturb the hotel guests in the other rooms. But it was too late. The room's phone rang, and it was the front door telling Warren that they were receiving complaints of the loud noise coming from his room.
Y'all making too much noise.
Warren blushed and politely apologized to the front desk clerk, assuring her that they would quiet it down. After he hung up the phone, he flipped his concubine on her back and commenced to pounding even harder.
Somebody just text me, say, I want that book. Y'all freaky, nasty people.
Until he felt that climax traveling, he removed his huge from the victims and began pumping feverishly into Kiki's mouth until he jerked and then exploded all down.
They are nasty.
Kiki's throat. To let anything seep out of her mouth. They both collapsed on the bed.
Do y'all have, I'm going to stop you right there. Do y'all have parental advisory or y'all got warning on that stuff?
Well,
Ooh.
this particular one, we thought about it after the fact, but we had too many printed out.
So we got, because we got some little people visiting us too today.
Yes.
So we can't really get into that. But somebody just texted me and said, I want that book. You know, you can call in though, 301-442-1716 and tell us your thoughts. And if you have any questions, comments or whatever, you could just call on in and share with us. Look at my buddies in here today. Call on in and we'll talk to you today on our authors forum. And while we wait, we want to just ask you some questions. Got a few more questions from the excerpts. What would you tell somebody who is like they have a desire to live out their dreams? And you know, I want to just give a shout out to the arts because the arts is taking over.
Yes.
You know, the arts are taking over. It's no more a 9 to 5 all day long, working till you're 65, 75, and you ain't got nothing to show for it but a bunch of gray hair, headache, and tired. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Today, people are living out their dreams, and I heard you say that, FJ. What would you say to someone who has a desire to live out their dream, but they come from that traditional family? You need to grow up, go to college, do this, do that, and make mama proud. We have a call coming in. Somebody's coming in, so how we do this? Pick it up? Okay.
What would you tell somebody?
All right. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I am loving the show.
Thank you.
I'm the one who texted her and said I wanted the book.
You just nasty. Y'all nasty and nosy. Y'all be hearing all that stuff. James girls, you marrying her attorney.
I can read that, and I'm almost finished with your book, Miss F. I'm almost finished with yours.
Oh, this Vinny. Oh, okay.
Guys, I'm loving the book. I'm waiting for number 2.
You got to finish James Girls 1 first.
I know, but I'm still, just like when you did yours, I was anxious waiting for the next one to come out.
So what would you tell the other listeners that are actually listening to this call about the books and about the authors because of what you read?
Hold on 1 second. The children want to be loud. Give me 1 second.
Okay. So anyway, while we wait on her, what would you say to someone who really has a desire, FJ, to get out of the traditional life of 9 to 5 and live their dreams? What would you say to them?
What I would say, I mean, you know, we all have to pay our bills. We have to do what we have to do in that regard. But you have to hustle. If you believe in what you're doing, any spare moment that you have, you start writing. You take a notebook, keep a notebook with you. I write in my phone sometimes. You know what I mean? So be writing is what I would say. Be writing. If you want to write, always write. If you want to sing, always sing. If you want to dance, keep dancing. These are things that if it's your passion and you want to do it, you just have to do it. You know what I mean? Even if you're doing it on the side, you just have to do it. And don't let anybody stop you from doing it.
I agree with Fawn 100%. You have to, number one, not let anyone stand in your way of your dream. You must own your craft. Education is the key to becoming better at anything. Absolutely. Do not quit your day job until you know that the income of your dream is coming in to take care of you and the family, because it will definitely cause a domino effect. However, if it's your dream, do not let anyone tell you that you're wasting your time, you need to go to work, you need to this or you need to that. You are in charge of your own destiny in life. So you will have to make a conscious decision to follow that passion. Absolutely. And a passion is something that you just cannot stop automatically because it's in you. Right. And own your craft, education. Right.
And I would say get a mentor.
Absolutely.
I would definitely. I mean, that's a huge thing when it comes to you wanting to follow your dream. When you're starting out, you get a mentor. You surround yourself with. I posted something about this the other day. Surround yourself with people who get it.
That's right.
You know
That's
right.
Can you imagine hanging around people that just don't get it? It's a wasted energy.
Yes.
And that's something about that wasted energy. You will find yourself always tired. When you're around people that get it, you can get up like at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and they just get it. It's no, if call you at 4 o'clock, it's not, girl, I was tired.
Right.
Where they do that at? When we get it, we got it.
Right.
Yes.
You know, but you also, again, you have the publishing company, which has 5 different genres of publishing.
Yes. We just opened up this year various genres to our publishing company. We have Infinity Publication, which is the home of street literature. We have the Infinity Publication, Urban Christian Novels, which is the home of Christian and religious books. We have Word Up Children's Press, which is the children's division. And then we have MGM, which stands for Making Grand Moves.
Making grand moves. Who making grand moves?
And under that will be paranormal, romance. And then the next one that we are going out into transgender books as well. And that one is going to just be linked under probably Infinity Publications.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? The basic thing is to be able to meet everybody where they are. You know what I mean? And so I think I really appreciate Infinity Publications because I came from Divine Publishing, which I am the CEO of it. And when we connected, funny, about 5 years ago, and God reconnected it today. So, and I was like, listen, I need somebody to take over my projects because I don't have the time anymore. And, Infinity just said, okay, we'll take care of it. And I'm grateful. And you guys are dynamic. I saw my book covers today, and I was like, what? They got this. So I'm excited about the work. And it's not about me today, so that's why I won't be talking about the stuff that I'm doing today. But I do want to applaud you guys for taking the time out and coming. But before we leave, I want to make sure that our viewers have information where they can reach you at. So you all know to hit us up on Instagram at SaySo Radio, IG, everything is SaySo Radio. But FJ Stevens, I want you to give us your information, and then Winter Giovanni, give us our listeners your information where they can reach you at.
Sure. I'm on Facebook under author at FJ Stevens, FJ Stevens on Instagram. You can reach me at info@fjstevens. That's my email. And my website is www.fjstevens.com. My books are sold on my website. You can get signed copies on my website, but they're also sold on Barnes & Noble and Amazon.
Okay. I can be reached Facebook under Publisher Winter Giovanni, and also Author Winter Giovanni, and also Infinity Publications, all on Facebook. IG, you can reach me at Winter Giovanni. My email is MissWinterGiovanni@gmail.com. You can also reach me at www.infinitypublicationsllc.com.
All right, and for me, you guys can reach me at Andre@IamAndreHarris.com. Instagram, I am Andre Harris, and Facebook, Andre Candy Harris. But listen, I want you guys to just get prepared. We got our friends, Aqua Gemini. Did I mess up? Aqua Gems? A criminal. Last week I had it on, when I was here 2 weeks ago, I had it on a dime, but I messed it up again. But my friends are coming in at 12 o'clock, so y'all don't touch that radio. All right? I want to thank you all for joining us today at SaySo Radio down here at Listen Vision Live, Listen Vision Studios. We had a wonderful time each and every week. We try to celebrate somebody that's making waves in the area, across the areas. In the month of January, we want to do a couple of things because we have a lot of different actors coming in and out. And so we're going to have some folk calling in that are making waves, and some writers and directors of movies and film that are just doing things. And I want you to just broaden your horizon and see what's going on, because I have a love for the arts. I just love the arts. So until next time, keep living, keep giving, but most of all, keep loving. Thank you all for tuning in to SaySo Radio.
Thank you, everybody.